Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for passing by. Thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you very much for watching my videos. You are greatly appreciated. Now, I've seen so many popular voices out there that's in the social media space that often trends on social media, in particular when it comes to entertainment, when it comes to all these type of viral videos that goes on in the Jamaican space. They have been voicing their opinion on Alkaline, and not only is it negative, but most of the opinions are basically an attack on the character of the artist, of which many do not know because he really did not give you any impression whatsoever. However, their comments have been negative, they have been very disrespectful, they have been very rude, and it seems as if it's showcasing their not only a negative feedback but also their personal hate for the artist. See, when you squeeze an orange, whatever it is that's inside the orange will eventually comes out. And what's happening right now is that Alkaline squeezed a lot of persons through one basic interview, because that's what it basically was, a basic interview. And I'm going to tell you why the interview, I believe, was rather basic, even though I present you information about it that many persons did not catch on. I'm going to tell you why it's basic and what I mean by it. Now, let me get back to the part where persons are voicing their opinion. Yes, you are within your right to speak on what you've seen, what you understand, no matter how limited it is. However, when you come and you're saying that he's a dumb individual, he was always stupid, Mavado has a right to attack him and to diss him, and so many persons have a right to disrespect him, and he's a gelding because he's 31 years old and he doesn't have a child or anything like that, and they have never seen Alkaline with a woman. So many artists have come out of the woodwork and they have seen them with a woman. They have never seen Alkaline with a woman. You see, one thing I always say, the stupidity of Jamaican people, no matter on which landmass they are, it's always more frightening than the news. It's frightening how stupid a lot of people are that are Jamaican. How hard it is for you to simply Google a photo. How hard it is for you to simply do a research to see the artist with so many females out there. You don't know who he's with. And because he doesn't come and tell you that this is a female that he has sleeping with, you are in your feelings, you're really upset, you are hyperventilating because you're not getting what you really wanted. And what you guys really wanted was to hear Alkaline call many names that are in dancehall, persons who you believe he has a feud with, persons who you believe are his arch rival, persons who you believe he has an ally with, and all of that. And because you did not get that, this is where you are creating an upheave. You understand me? You want to start a personal pandemonium on the internet. But like I said, Alkaline is winning because you are doing exactly what he expected. No, when I say the interview was rather basic, it's because the questions that were asked by Cliff Hughes were questions that what? Every interview Alkaline has been on, the same questions were probed. And so he has absolutely no reason to give it any energy. No, let me pull a reference. Vybz Kartel was released from prison, right? Vybz Kartel was released from prison. Name one of the interview after his release, whether it be locally, I'll put it at locally, wherein they ask Vybz Kartel. Vybz Kartel was released from prison. Name one of the interviews since his release where he was asked what school he went to, where he was born and raised, who he grew up with, and all these type of things. None of those questions were asked. People wanted to know how he's doing, the persons in his life, who he's collaborating with, who he's planning to work with, what his relationship with this person and with that person. And he answered fluently. He was very outspoken. He was giving more than the information that was asked. And that was what Vybz Kartel is doing. No, not only did the interviewers chose their questions in reference to what is happening or what he has an interest in doing, which is present and futuristic for Vybz Kartel. Vybz Kartel also gave them information based on what he has dealing with, everything that is current, and a brief synopsis of what it felt like when he was incarcerated and what he was enduring. But most of the questions and most of the answers was in related in relation, I'm sorry, to present and future. When it came to Alkaline, everybody has an interest in back walking, in backpedaling, in going back to where it all started. It's like the interview is moist, it's basic, and obviously he's showing you that he's over these type of questions. Now, if you're going to come and these are the questions that you're going to ask, how many questions were asked by Cliff Hughes about New Rules Festival? How many questions were asked about how many shows he's planning to do? How many places he's stopping? How many bookings? Where and where is the next stop? What and what he has in preparation? Who are the persons that are on board? The sponsorship? What was it like? Where are the questions? The persons who he has on his show, which was once the question was asked and he answered and named the artist. How many of them? They said that Alkaline is contributing to the Trelawney agriculture, and I think he's what should I say, improvising or collaborating with schools and stuff like that. Were these questions probed to Alkaline? No, they weren't. The man came to the island and he has his New Rules Festival tour. The questions should be centered around it. If the questions are not centered around it, you get nothing, because you deserve nothing. If he's not respected or believe that his presence is respected when it comes to his artistry and his craft, then you want an interview, you get an interview, but you will get nothing. And that's why he came in the red. That's why he came in that multicolored pastel shirt and stuff like that. That's what it represents. What you give is what you're going to receive. And I'm glad that he took a dead energy when he came to all the questions that he considered nescience or nescience. You understand? He's over and done with. How many times have he passed that? I think one of the interviews that he went on with Winford Williams, it's the same thing. Winford Williams was asking him questions about other persons and stuff like that years ago. And he said, I think we have passed that a long time now. We have passed there. Even Jay-Z. Jay-Z was a hip-hop mogul, rapper, entrepreneur, all these things. Jay-Z have been probed these similar questions. And, they were talking about a lot of things that happen in hip-hop, where he is at, in the Black community. And Jay-Z said, I think we're way past what the issues are. We should be working on solutions. So when a person mentally has passed a certain stage and you refuse to acknowledge it, then you're just going to get dead ear. And he's within his right to give you that. And there's no question about it. So if you're going to call it dunce, if you're going to call him stupid, if you're going to say all these type of things, that's what you are going to get, because what you're hoping to receive is something that is basic, something that's trivial, something mediocrity, something that has nothing to do with entertainment when it comes to his New Rules Festival, but rather mix up people's business, who he's sleeping with, whose girl he's with, who's this and that and all that. And he's not interested in giving you that kind of information. He is there for what? New Rules Festival. Period. Point blank. If you don't get that, then that's on you. The man doesn't owe you information about his personal life and stuff like that. Yes, he can delve into it and say, no, he doesn't have any. He doesn't. Even if he does, who knows if he doesn't have any children? Who knows? He can give you any answer. Obviously, we are dealing with someone who is not interested in divulging much information about his personal life, because he's well mature and know the atmosphere of Jamaican space that most really do not like him. And because he acknowledges that, he works with whatever energy that he's getting. He's putting on his festival for the younger audience and for also his older fans to come out, have a good time and enjoy it. And that's what he's all about. Now, if you are going into how many CXCs and this past at Arden, when everybody know that he went to Arden Arden High and all of that, and this and that, and how long he was doing music for and stuff like that, he's way past it. And persons are questioning, why did he do the interview then? Why did he? A lot of you guys aren't even going to New Rules Festival. You're not interested in Alkaline any at all. You just wanted mix-up information and you did not get the satisfaction from the interview. And because that's why you're in your feelings, and that's why you're hurling insults at the artist. Because you believe that you are owed information about his personal life. Not about the New Rules Festival that's coming, but about his personal life. Not about the New Rose Festival that's coming, but mix up with him and Mavado and him Cartel, Popcorn, Massacre, all sorts of people that he has absolutely no interest in having any discussion about. Not about New Rose Festival, but about something that has to do with basic, moist, dense information that's going absolutely nowhere. I said it before with my Mavado vlog that I did, and I said you have to learn to grow with your artist. Sometimes you're holding on to something that the artists have let go of a long time ago. You guys are holding on to it, and you have to learn to let go. You have to learn to move on. Sometimes you have to learn to understand that your artists have moved past that era in their life, and they're where they just want to focus on marketing themselves, putting themselves out there in a different light. He is having his own festival. You guys should be proud. This is what the argument should be about, not some goddamn interview. The argument should be about his New Rules Festival, and you're proud that the guy is putting on a festival in many countries, many places. You want to know where his next stop is. What is he going? You know, what's it like going on tour? What's it like going to different hotels and have to prepare, what the preparation is like, to rehearse, to do meetings, to do this, to do that. These are the questions that should generate the atmosphere of wanting to be at the festival. This is what should happen. This is what should be happening. These are the questions that should have been asked. So that's why I said that it was orchestrated, because Cliff Hughes decided that, okay, these are the questions that we're going to ask you. So he decided that, okay, these are the answers that you're going to get. The words, the response are counted in numbers. The response are counted. You can literally watch the interview again and watch it slowly. His responses were words counted. You're not getting more than 10 words if you get so much, because he has moved past it. And if you don't get it, then that's up to you. That's on you if you don't get it. You're not owed anything than answers in reference to his New Rules Festival. Obviously, this is a businessman, and he's moving as such because he understands the atmosphere of dancehall and Jamaican space and how they have treated him over the years, and the things that have been said about him repeatedly in the media, of which he has no business addressing because he can't win. If he had came out and he had insulted people, or he had complimented people, or he was speaking on behalf of other persons who you believe he's friends with, or who you believe he's enemies with, he would not win. You guys would have come out and you guys would have said a whole bunch of things about him. That has nothing to do with the New Rules Festival. And that's what he's here for. So if you're not discussing anything about him and New Rules Festival, then you aren't going to discuss anything about him and any squabble with any other artist, because to him, that's dead. And you see what happens? He has won. How many of you now are talking about Mavado Big Guns? How many of you now are talking about Vibes Cartel next song? You see what happens? You guys are now talking about Alkaline, stupid interview, Alkaline dumb interview, New Rules, this, what's going to happen. If that's how he's going to perform, that's what's happening right now as we speak. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy your day. God bless you. Bye-bye.